Hi guys, Amber here. Welcome back to In Conversation with ATF. Now, oh my gosh, my guest today is an actor. He's the voice of Harvey Bullock in Batman. So that's Batman the Animated Series, the new Batman Adventures, Mask of the Phantasm, Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero, the Mystery of the Batwoman. Oh my gosh, like.
Oh, look at her. I've never seen such excitement over me. This is amazing.
Oh my god! And my guest is also the voice of.
I feel like Frank Sinatra. Right after the war at the Paramount when all the young ladies went nutty. Had you seen me before? Did you know who I was, or you just were identifying with the slovenly character Bullock?
Oh, well, I know you from voicing Harvey Bullock, and I also know you from a few other cartoons as well. But my favorite has to be Harvey Bullock.
Oh, how about Friends? Do you guys is Friends show over there?
Yeah, it's constantly on Comedy Central. Yeah, I believe you were in Friends as well. And
yeah, I played Joey's father in Friends.
Oh,
I played Mr. Tribbiani. Yeah, it was a fun episode. Yeah.
Wow, who played Joey again? I can't remember who played Joey. Was it? I'm trying to think.
Joey was one of the Matt LeBlanc.
Matt LeBlanc, yeah.
LeBlanc, and I was his father, and the great actress Brenda Vaccaro was my wife, and Lee Garlington played my girlfriend. I was cheating on my wife in the episode.
Oh my gosh!
It was a fun ride, and then I wound up playing Joey's father in a spin-off of our Friends thing, but the show got canceled. I was going to be added as a regular character. So anyway, but Bullock has always been a favorite of mine. I'm so glad you're such a big fan and get so excited over it. And so, has it resonated in England? The Batman cartoon, big time, yeah.
It was really popular over here, yeah, and it did air on TV. I don't know what channel it aired on though. I'm not very knowledgeable on the sort of the channels it aired on. But yeah, we did get it over here, and I actually started my Batman fast because I met Kevin Conroy earlier this year, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get into Batman. So I got into Batman.
You had a podcast, or was he in London? I mean, in England. Well, not London.
I met him at a convention in Telford, which is in Shropshire. He did a convention with Will Friedle. It was like a Batman reunion. I know they were going to have John Glover there, who was the Riddler, but
yeah,
they never booked the flight, so he didn't end up coming. And let's have a look at my notes. My guest also played the Easter Bunny in Fairly OddParents, Joe Barbaro and Derek Papalardo in Mafia II, Big Cheese in OKKO, Let's Be Heroes.
Right, that's right. Oh, Mafia II, sure. We did, I did two characters in that. Yeah, I did. I think beside Joe, the main guy. What was his name again? Gosh, we forget sometimes.
Joe Barbaro,
right. And then I did the union boss. I think his name was Leon, the other character. He voiced. I believe that was his name. Yeah, that was quite a running episode. I did that with my good friend Rick Pasqualini played and again, the name escapes me. He played the actual main guy. It was the two of us. He was sort of the younger gangster, I guess. But yeah, that was also fun. And then I did Hercules. I played the little half man, half centaur Philoctetes.
Philoctetes, that's him.
My buddy Danny DeVito did it in the movie, and fortunately for me, he didn't want to do the TV series, so we did a whole bunch of those. That was nice. Yeah.
So cool. And you've also been in Days of Our Lives, NYPD Blue, 911, Modern.
Yeah, Days of Our Lives. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really cool because, of course, your Batman co-star Harley Quinn herself, Arlene Sorkin, was Calliope Jones in it. Did you ever meet her when you worked on Days of Our Lives?
Did I meet whom? I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Did you meet Arlene Sorkin when working on Days of Our Lives?
Oh, yes, I did. And I knew Arlene from another show I had done, because that was really the only I think I did one other soap opera, but Arlene was, I think, I'm trying to remember the sitcom that Arlene worked on that I had worked with her before. I think it was the one that no, not the one John Lovitz did. That was another one where John sort of made his debut. I think it was called Duet that I did with Arlene, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it would have been Duet.
I think that was it. So you guys, you know better than I do. After a while, it's a good thing in a way. It means you've done a little bit of work where you can't remember everything, immediately. So,
yeah,
that was fun. It's interesting, the whole, doing soap operas, because everything is condensed so quickly and you've got to do it and just know your lines, So that, I think my training from Catholic grammar school with the nuns who would hit you with a ruler if you didn't know your catechism. So that helped in memorizing those lines.
But who is this man with me right now? Well, I'll tell you who he is. This is Robert Costanzo, or Bobby Costanzo. Do you prefer Robert or Bobby?
Well, you know what? That's a long-standing discussion. Everyone really knows me more as Bobby. And some very sophisticated woman once said, oh, and I think she had a British accent. She said, oh, well, Bobby sounds so young and childish. Why don't you become Robert? So I did Robert. I thought it was a little affected or something, a little kind of ostentatious, but I think lately I've become Bobby, and I will try to do Robert like for dramatic stuff and Bobby for comedic. But I've sort of centered on Bobby, so let's go with Bobby.
Okay, in that case, it's Bobby Costanzo. Hi.
It's like Eleanor Rigby, Bobby Costanzo. Okay.
Oh my god. So, hi. Oh my gosh, like. This is just me getting like.
Are you breaking, or we keep going, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll keep going. This is with my show. I wouldn't say it's formal. It's more casual. So I will tend to go off track, or if I will go all crazy and stuff. It's just how I am, because
That's good. That's how you go, and that's the way you should go. Whatever feels right for your mojo, go with it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Because I have autism, so I tend to be a bit crazy sometimes. So pretty much all I can say at this moment in time is thank you for coming on my little show.
You're welcome, and anytime. It's a real pleasure, and you're so alive, and I'm so happy I did this, and we're signing off, I guess. Continue, good luck, and stay in touch. All right. Okay, Amber. Thank you. Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So, you could email me this, and then, I'll have your information, and we'll,
Wait, you thought we were finished? We're still going?
No, I thought you would, were we on a break?
No, we're still going.
We're still going. Okay.
Oh my god, I nearly got upset then. I was like, hang on, why is this ending? No, this is not.
Oh, no, I thought you would, I don't know. I guess we need an interpreter. We're not. No, it's fine. I'm here. I'm good. I've got time.
It's okay. Oh my gosh, I surely should have made that clear. Oh my gosh. Can I ask you a little something? Well, Bobby, I was wondering, do you know who Frank Welker is?
Do I know who?
Frank Welker.
No, who's that?
You don't know who Frank Welker is?
Frank
the voice actor?
Welker?
Yeah, the voice actor.
I have no idea.
Wow, like you've never heard of him before? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well,
you got to know something. I'm mostly, an on-camera actor. I do voices, of course. Lately I've gone to some of the conventions and signings here in the States, and I met some people who, know me from a lot of the, like Friends or some of the movies I've done, et cetera, and also, of course, some of the characters. But Frank Welker, the way you're sounding, it sounds like he's kind of like Brad Pitt or something in the voice world. And
he is, honestly. He's.
I don't know who he is. I mean,
he did do Batman the animated series. He was Catwoman's cat, and he did a few animal creature voices in the episodes.
I don't know if was he in the one we did or what?
I think he been in a few episodes you were in, maybe,
Yeah.
and you might not have recorded at the same time as him. What I was just going to quickly bring up is that I met him. He's so great.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's wonderful. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Okay. Back. Okay, we're back in the room. So Bobby, I want to know, how did you get started in showbiz?
In show business, period?
Showbiz. Yeah, pretty much. Well, in general, really, like before you did your first on-camera appearance.
Well, I had a degree in business. I wasn't really, I was sort of, kind of always doing voices, and it was always the kind of raconteur in our crowd of young Italian guys back in the day in Brooklyn, where I was born. Got a degree in business and kind of was going along, but not really happy with what I was doing. And then one day, somebody had a booklet from the new school, Lee Strasberg, and I went over there, and I thought, wow, this looks interesting. And the guy said, you're a good type. So I gave him $150, and I started the classes, and I said, this is my thing to do. And I quit my job and started to pursue acting, bartended, and started to book commercials, a lot of commercials in New York. This is back in the 70s, before you were even thought of. And started doing commercials, then started doing theater with what they call equity waiver, small theater. And then I did some dinner theater in the Midwest, where I actually got paid to do it. Then I got cast from a commercial to go to California to do Alice, the sitcom that was very hot back then. And I was single at the time, and I just went and I said, let me stay here a while. And I started getting a lot of work, mostly in sitcoms then. Mm-hmm. And then things went pretty well. I was able to actually be able to support myself as an actor. And then voice work came. Somebody heard, it was a commercial I did, I think, for Shredded Wheat or something, and they liked my voice, and they hooked me up with a voice agent. I think it was Abrams Rubloff at the time, and I started doing voice stuff. And then from there, it evolved, and cartoons happened, and that's how I kept going. And I loved voice work. I mean, you didn't have to put on the war paint, and you could do other voices. You sort of get locked into characters when you do on camera. But with voices, although I still did mostly, blue collar guys and character guys, and, the fun characters, the Bullocks and all the Philoctetes, the guys that get laughs and are crude. And then some people, like them, fall in love with those characters, like yourself, I guess. So anyway, that's it. That's a quick, short history of how I sort of got going in the business. Yeah.
Sweet. So how did you get the gig of Harvey Bullock on Batman the Animated Series?
Yeah, Andrea Romano, who's a brilliant director. She's just wonderful, wonderful lady and all. She heard my voice somewhere, and I'm not sure what, so I don't want to misrepresent it. But she said, Bobby, as soon as you open your mouth, you were what we were thinking about for Bullock. So I went in, I auditioned. I don't exactly remember the sequence. I think there was a callback, and that's how we got it. And we did it in a sort of, mostly the people who did it were really good actors. They were not, they were trying to give it a real cinema verite, a real feeling of not cartoony, so to speak. And I think they accomplished that for the most part. I think, and we would work together, and it was a lot of fun. Sometimes an actor would get up and be off camera, and we would do it almost like a movie scene, but mostly we would be in this kind of semicircle. And it was fun. I really look forward to those recording sessions. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. I know, because there's so many great people who did it. I know there was Kevin Conroy, there was Ephraim Zimbalist Jr., Bob Hastings, Mark Hamill. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Mark Hamill was amazing to watch. He would stand up and get all, use a lot of body language when he did the Joker, of course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we had great guest stars, Edward Asner, Stephanie Zimbalist, Ron Perlman, close friend of mine, really good people they brought in to do, guest shots and all. So it was a first class production. Of course, the animation was so right on toward the classic Batman, the comics. When did they start? In the 30s, right? I guess.
I think so. Yeah. I think they might have done. Yeah, but
Yeah.
wow, like, oh my gosh, like Harvey Bullock is probably one of my favorite characters. I just love how they managed to portray his character in the animated series, and he's just adorable.
Who's that now? I missed that. Who did you say?
Harvey Bullock. He's adorable.
No, but I thought you mentioned another character there. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't mention any other character. Well, I like them all, but I think Harvey has a soft spot in my heart.
That's funny. Did he remind you of a person in your life or some uncle or something? He
doesn't remind me of anyone. With my autism, I just tend to get like random fixations to different characters. So I guess Harvey was just.
What did you say? Your autism?
Yeah, I'm autistic.
I you know what? I didn't want to say anything, but I don't see it at all. I mean, there's no hint of autism at all. Am I wrong?
I get that a lot. I do get that a lot. They say, they're like, you're autistic? If you didn't tell me you were autistic, I wouldn't have thought. I'm like, well,
no, never.
Because...
And I've been around it a little bit because of some friends of mine, and actually my cousin, his first cousin, her name is Tony. We lived upstairs, downstairs from each other in Brooklyn growing up, and her son is quite autistic, and we've watched him evolve now, and he's this wonderful young man. He's a little about your age, a little older, but you can tell clearly that he's. So I don't really notice any of it in you. Wow. So however it manifests itself is it's not apparent, and I guess I'm not alone, right? Others have said, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're an amazing young lady. Wow.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, because I get it all the time, and only you're going to be surprised by my little trait that makes me autistic. It's my socialization skills. Now, I know you probably would not think it was that, but I have what they used to call Asperger's syndrome. I don't think they call it that now. But that's to do with socialization, communication. I have trouble maintaining eye contact. I have trouble making friends. I have really trouble just doing anything that involves socialization. But as I've gotten older, that's really improved a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And especially doing these interviews, because people do say, I wouldn't have thought you were autistic if you didn't tell me. And it also shows that I'm really good at masking it, like if I don't want people to know or something, but I always state in my emails that I am autistic, really just, it explains
and artistic also, of course.
An artistic. Yeah,
autistic. Isn't it funny how close they are in sound? Yeah.
I know, because I do art as well. I have a few art canvases that I have done for a few voice actors that I've met in person. So I'd love to do one of Harvey Bullock, though. I'd have to try, and if I ever come over to America, I'll just have to give it to you.
Have you been to the States?
Never.
No, but you'll get here, I'm sure.
I have a vacation planned for next spring.
You have a what?
I have a vacation planned for next spring.
In 23. Hopefully, the pandemic will be completely, there'll always be vestiges of it here and there, but life must move on, hopefully. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. So I'd like to ask you about obviously your time on Batman the Animated Series. Now I've got to ask Kevin Conroy. So because I know Harvey Bullock, he did really like Batman, did he? So what did you think the chemistry between Batman and Harvey Bullock? So how did you kind of like interact with Kevin Conroy when you worked together on these sessions? Would you record with him? Would you? How do you think?
Yeah, we recorded with each other, which I really liked because it was more like doing a film. It was more immediate. The person is right there. You're not having to respond to a casting director or someone else. You got the real guy doing the lines. So that made it easy. And Kevin is so perfect with that deadpan kind of that sort of deep gravitas. I mean, it's just it's unique, and it was so cool to work with him. I remember like cracking up a little before I started, and then I said, well, I got to be Bullock, and Bullock doesn't think Batman's very funny. He thinks he's an a-hole, So anyway, so that made it easy, yeah. And I don't remember, to be honest with you, specifically that many of the episodes. I do remember Bullet for Bullock.
I just watched that before the interview. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to see Bullock's apartment, how he lived, and all that. And of course, that's the one you'll remember better than I. But he saves my life in that one, doesn't he? Batman saves Bullock's life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was the episode POV as well, where he gets wounded, and then there's this big story, and then Renee's telling the story, and like the other cops are and then it ends with you guys getting fired, and then like Renee and Batman save the day or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. It was a long time ago, and I what I should have done is review some of the episodes so I could be a little more current with them, but I didn't, unfortunately. But
it's
anyway,
okay.
That's okay.
You got me. I had to watch a lot of Bullock episodes this week to prepare for the interview.
Oh, you did watch them? Oh, good.
Yeah, I watched POV and a Bullet for Bullock. So I always do that whenever I talk to a person. Like, I have to watch media that they've been in, so I can not just refresh myself, but just to think, okay, I'm actually talking to this person tomorrow or in a few weeks or whenever. So it gets me more hyped up.
So who have you done these podcasts with from Batman, or am I the first?
There are a few people I've done it with, who have done like little incidental characters like Neil Ross, Greg Berger, Roger Rose, Townsend Coleman, but main characters, I think you're the first.
Oh, I am honored.
Yeah, I've been trying to get I've been trying to get Kevin, I've been trying to get Lauren, I've been trying to get a few others, but unfortunately they're either busy or they've just never responded.
Sorry, there's another phone call ringing there. This is
fine.
A good phone call. Do you get these too in England, these robocalls? I'm sure.
Oh, all the time.
Constantly. That's what this is, I can tell.
Yeah. Okay, so we had to pause because someone was ringing Bobby. It was a little scammer.
Yes, there they go. It was one of those phony calls. I don't know. It's crazy. Now they start using the real area code, so you think it's actually a person you might know. So Anyway, life moves on.
Yeah, of course. I'd like to ask you about some of your other cartoon roles. Now, I know you've done like OKKO, Let's Be Heroes. You were Big Cheese in one of the episodes.
In which one now was this? In
OKKO.
I don't even know what that is. Refresh my memory.
Okay, it's a cartoon, and well, of course it's a cartoon. Big Cheese. Let's have a look.
I played Big Cheese in something called OKKO.
Let's Be Heroes. Yes.
Gotcha. I have no idea.
It said you were the voice, and
So
you don't remember it at all.
One second, this thing is driving me crazy. I've got this beep on from this phony phone call, so let me get rid of it.
Okay, that's okay. So what I find really cool, Bobby, is that, well, I think it's really interesting, like, you know how you said that you couldn't remember doing OKKO or Rugrats or Fairly OddParents, but you remember.
Rugrats I remember, yeah.
Oh, do you? Oh, cool. And
I don't remember much of it other than I did it, and of course I've done some stuff for Seth Freeman, for Seth MacFarlane, rather, he's brilliant, the Family Guy stuff. I've done some of that. So I mean, as far as cartoons, the ones that really stick out are Bullock and Hercules to some extent, and I think we did some sort of like long forms with those, like a 2-hour movie type thing, and yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you've just reminded me. I was gonna watch Mask of the Phantasm for Halloween, but I never did. I'll have to watch it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you celebrate Halloween the same way we do? It's a big deal. Yeah.
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 I always watch scary movies and everything like that. I'm too old to go trick or treating anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll leave that stuff to the little kids now, because yeah.
What are the big scary movies? Halloween, all the. I'm not really a huge fan of horror movies. I mean, I know I've been to some of the conventions where the people. I mean, there are people that dress like their favorite characters and have the dialogue down and ask you to do it, and it's amazing, and they just are immersed in it.
Yeah, it is really cool. I do dress up. Excuse me. I do dress up when I go to conventions all the time, especially when like a specific, voice actors go, and I will cosplay as one of their characters or anything along those lines. So I will, I am a cosplayer, but then I will go the next day in like normal clothes or anything like that.
But
so
you do go to some of the conventions and dress as characters that you like, and you enjoyed over the years. So sometimes the actor is there, and you can
I show them
and all that. Yeah,
I show them, and they're just they love it so much. And so I'd like to talk about a little bit about your
Let me get rid of this. No, well, hang on a second, gosh. Sorry.
It's okay. It's like you pick up.
It's like real life. It's like cinema verite. Okay.
Someone picks up the phone. Oh my God, it's Harvey Bullock.
Yeah.
Has anyone? That actually reminds me. I've got to ask. Has anyone?
Wait, hold on. Here it is again. I'm doing a Zoom thing, Benny. I told you I can't. Don't call me now. I'll call you back. Bye bye. Yeah, put that somewhere. All these phones. She's good. Okay, it's okay. No big deal. We're having fun with this. It's all right. Close it. Sorry. All right, go ahead. Sorry. All right, start the recording again.
Okay. My cheeks hurt. I smile too much. I can't stop smiling.
What happened?
Oh, okay. I can't stop smiling. My cheeks hurt from smiling. Oh man. Okay.
All right, go ahead. Recording started. No? Okay.
Okay. We're okay.
Okay.
My cheekbones hurt. I'd like to ask you.
Sure.
I was expecting a phone to go off. I'm sorry. It's in my head. Has anyone
I can make a phone go on cue if you'd like.
That would be funny. That would be honestly.
Great. Yeah.
Oh my!
My wife took all the phones out of here, so we're good, I think. Okay.
Okay. I gotta rest my cheekbones because they are aching so much right now. Okay. Has anyone ever recognized your voice in public before? Like, have you ever spoken to someone and they say, "Oh my God, it's Harvey Bullock" or something? Or
a lot of times people recognize you. Oftentimes by your voice, they go, "Oh." Truthfully, and some people, enough people know your name, but being a quote unquote character actor, a friend of mine did sort of not a series, but he did this. He has this idea, and another actor friend of mine, and he did it with me. It's called That Guy. That's the concept he came up with. Meaning, oh, I know that guy. They don't know your name, but they know you from the roles you played, and they definitely know you by your voice, because oftentimes the characters I'm asked to play on camera are that they want my voice. They don't want me to be doing some other voice. Like I can, and I'm pretty good with accents, even in the animation world, I'm mostly called upon to do my voice, which is a little frustrating sometimes. You want to do something else. I can do this. I don't have the ability. Do you know who Kevin Richardson is? You probably know him.
I do.
He's brilliant. And he's a wonderful guy, and I worked with him once, and he has a range of voices that is amazing. He can do little kids, he can do tough mob guys, great. But anyway, yes, to answer your question in a roundabout way, yeah, people do recognize me by my voice. I guess I have a very distinctive voice. It's funny, my voice, when I hear it on a finished product, like a cartoon or even on a on-camera thing, always sounds different than I hear it in my own head. It's funny, but so it is. Anyway.
Yeah, same thing happens to me, really. Because I'm a voiceover actress. I've done a few things. I recently did a theme park ride for a company. I can't reveal too much, but that was quite fun. And I've also done one.
You've been doing stuff. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a voiceover actress. So I do little projects. Obviously, I did that theme park ride. I did one of those little coin operated rides that you get outside and shops and malls. You put the money in and it moves. Yes, my voice is on one of them. So. That's been
very cool. That was great.
I know. Yeah, they did say the project that I did. Actually, it was meant to have like 100 models produced. It only had 2 models produced, and
two what?
2 models produced because of COVID. The actual company folded because of COVID.
Oh gosh.
I was like, oh, why did this have to happen at this time? I was devastated. But it was really fun. It was I had a great time, and pretty much all I can say is, as like Peter Cullen once said, Optimus Prime himself, if you do voiceover and you love it, you don't work a day in your life.
And you love it, and you're gonna always do it, and it's so great. Yeah. It's a wonderful field, and the opportunities and the work is limitless, and it's going to only get better, I think. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe they may not need real actors anymore. They can just create, these sort of holograms of us, however they do it.
Yeah.
And we'll become obsolete, but voices will have to be done.
Yeah, it's like technology's changing, so like everything's coming up differently now, and it's so weird seeing how like everything evolves, different things and stuff like that. So really the final topic I want to touch down on is your live action work. I know obviously you said before you did Friends, you've done Days of Our Lives, you did 911. Now I used to always I binge watched all the episodes before season 6 because season 5 was the latest one that when I last watched it, and you were in it, and I didn't even know. I think I was in
the first episode of the season a couple of years ago, sort of right at the cusp of the pandemic. I played some cranky old guy with a son and a daughter, and I was in a home. I'm starting to get those now. I think of myself as this young buck, but I'm going up for the grandfather roles now, the old guys, But, my heyday, so to speak, was when I did, a lot of big movies where I had sort of not huge roles, but decent roles that are quite memorable. Best of which is City Slickers. I did that for Billy Crystal, and I did a scene in school where it's parent day, and Billy goes, and I go before him, and I'm this blustery, big construction worker who tells this very funny story that's become iconic, where a lot of people remember me from that. And then we did the original Total Recall with Schwarzenegger, which I have to say, at the risk of sounding egotistical, I think was a much better movie than the new one with Colin Farrell. Then we did Saturday Night Fever, was one of the earliest things I did, and Die Hard 2, which was a lot of fun, some of those things. And I started the initial season. I was fortunate enough to be in the initial season of NYPD Blue, which was a breakthrough drama. I played the mob guy, the gangster who gets killed. I did 7 episodes. So it's been a pretty good run. Yeah. Now I'm a grandpa playing these old guys now, you know.
Oh, wait, are you actually a grandpa in real life?
No, I do have 2 sons, but they're both still out there, footloose and fancy free. So eventually, maybe we'll become a real grandpa.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah,
adorable.
that would be nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's make my heart swell. What was I gonna say? I was just about to say something, but I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. So you starred in Modern Family as well, if I'm correct.
Well, Modern Family, I just did 1 episode. A friend of mine, a good friend of mine, John Polito, great actor, passed away too quickly from cancer. And they had the Halloween episode written, and they asked me to actually be him, his character, who had an arc, a running arc on the show. So, and the gist of the character was he was arguing all the time with Ed O'Neill. They used to be partners in business, and he had a beautiful role. So I played him with a mask on for the Halloween episode. So I did the one episode, yeah, and that was it. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, that was my Modern Family. That was fun. It was the Halloween episode. They probably just showed it now because it's Halloween, but anyway, so
yeah,
we'll get a residual on that.
yeah. Wow. So, Bobby, thank you so much for being a little guest on my podcast. Thank you for talking to me.
It was my pleasure. You're a delight.
Thank you. Oh, so with that being said, so kind of sort of that, I do apologize. But yes, I gotta say, thank you at home for watching, you guys. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you, Amber.
Bye. Cut.